At the beginning of that's a real delight for me to be working in person, especially to begin this prayerful journey with you all that will lead you to celebrate in style, I'm sure, the feast itself on the 27th of this month. So I thought that this evening we might focus for a few moments to begin our journey on the icon itself. Father Dennis Billy is a redemptorist of the Baltimore province in the States, and over the last 20 or 30 years or so he has perhaps done more than any other redemptorist to help the congregation recover, rediscover and reconnect with the spirituality of our founder, St. Alphonsus, and to share this spirituality with a wider audience. Well, in my early days of giving missions, I was told by a senior missioner, and I honestly can't remember who it is now, that mission preaching and preaching retreats, preaching generally is about one poor man showing another poor man where there's something good to eat. And in a recent internal Redemptorist publication to mark the 150th anniversary of us receiving the icon, he has written an article on which I rely very heavily this evening. He makes a number of valuable observations about the icon that I personally found helpful, and for that reason I share some of them with you this evening. But before that, just to remind ourselves of first of all, of something of the nature and the significance of an icon. We see in our own icon of our Mother of Perpetual Health that we have a wonderful religious work of art. But it is more, an icon is more than a religious work of art. It's a work created in an atmosphere of fasting and prayer. The iconographer is always conscious of the prayerful, contemplative purpose to which it will be put. It is a product of faith and contemplation. And through the image or the images in an icon, the writer seeks to present to other believers, to us, something of the mysterious world he has discovered and is still trying to understand. This is why the icon is often referred to, for example, as a window of eternity or a window into eternity. And reflecting on the mystery of the icon, Father Billy remarks, they speak in silence to the hearts of those who gaze upon them and who allow themselves to be gazed upon by the presence to which they point. They are rooted in the world, yet point beyond it. They expel darkness from the heart and elicit faith. Let's turn just for a few moments to the icon itself. An unknown iconographer stands behind our own icon of our Mother of Perpetual Health. And like every iconographer, before and since, as I hinted just a few moments ago, it was a spiritual exercise for him. One that involved a set regime of prayer and fasting and following strict guidelines for its making. So what does the icon reveal to us? Well, according to Father Billy, the icon of our Mother of Perpetual Health centres on the most essential truths of our faith. That Christ entered the world, the Incarnation. That God gave himself to us totally, the passion and death. Became our nourishment in the Eucharist and the source of our hope in the resurrection. And these are truths that are very much at the heart of the spirituality of St. Alphonsus as well. The icon invites us and encourages us to picture an unrecorded moment in the life of Mary and Jesus. It asks us to imagine the child Jesus awakened from sleep by a terrible nightmare. In his dream he sees the Archangel Michael and Gabriel with the instruments of the Passion. And he's so disturbed by what he sees that he awakens in fright and flees to his mother. And the icon shows that Mary was looking down at her son to comfort him, but is now looking out to the onlookers and the world beyond. In this way, Father William remarks that the icon links the story of the passion and death of Jesus to the believer, to the onlooker, to us. And those of us who look at the icon with the eyes of faith, therefore, not only see a beautiful piece of religious art, but also an invitation to unite our story with that of Jesus and Mary, the Mother of God and the Mother of the Church. Now we know that much is made of those who seek to understand the meaning of the icon, of the fact that although Mary is clearly comforting her son, her gaze is outward towards the onlooker and the world beyond. The media informs us constantly that this beautiful world of ours, created by God, is also sometimes a dangerous place to live in. We only have to recall the tragic events of the last few days in Orlando and West Yorkshire. In the midst of all this, Mary's gaze on the world and the icon is a reminder to us of one comforting gospel truth, that love is stronger than death. And the icon shows Mary reminding her son of this truth in a time when he was particularly weak and vulnerable. And later, it would be the truth that he would reveal himself in the weakness and the vulnerability of the cross. The icon obviously speaks to us too about the relationship between a mother and her son. But as Father William remarks, it's not just any mother and any son. It is the Mother of God and the Saviour of the world. Therefore, the icon reminds us that Jesus became one like us to lift our humanity to his divinity, and so bring about a change in us beyond our wildest dreams. That's why at every Mass, for example, the priest prays in these or similar words, "By the mystery of this water and wine, may we come to share in the divinity of Christ, who humbled himself to share in our humanity." And Father Billy makes a number of other observations about the icon, but I think that should probably be enough to get us started on our journey, taking us through to the feast on the 27th. So simply by way of conclusion, I give the final word to Father Dennis Billy. Commenting on the icon, he says, "The story of the icon is a story of Christ and his mother. It is a story about humanity, and it is a story about the world. It's also a story about the power of his love that brings light into our souls so that he might rest in the manger of our hearts and allow his Spirit to dwell within us and ultimately to lead us